Welcome back to another episode of the final quarter. Today, guys, we have a true ball hawk in the building, a problem and a playmaker and an issue for any offense out there. From Portsmouth, Virginia, Mr. Joe Powell.
What's up, brother? I see you did some research there.
Joe Powell, he is a football legend. He really is the epitome of from overlooked to undeniable. Joe Powell is proof that hard work speaks. His journey is built on hard work, resilience, and proving that he belongs at the highest level. Joe, we are fired up to have you to talk football, talk mindset, and what it takes to get to that next level. And I want to formally say, Joe, welcome to the final quarter.
Appreciate you having me on the final quarter, man. It's an honor, and I just look forward to giving you and the people what they're looking for.
Joe, thank you so much. First things first, how are you doing now? Talk to us what's been going on.
I'm doing good. Just grinding. Staying on top of life. Taking it day by day. Just getting ready for my upcoming season.
Hmm.
Um, what a lot of people don't know, unfortunately, as of now, I'm not currently signed to a UFL team. I am going to play in the AF1 with the Kentucky Barrels. So going back to, my first love, my first pro opportunity. So, I'm looking forward to it.
That's beautiful. That's great to hear. It's where you really dominated. We'll get into some numbers in a little bit, but we saw that you were a big piece of this flag football tournament that you guys just won. I'm asking you, is there any interest in 2028 playing for the Olympics and representing America?
Long as I'm done playing professionally, yes, I do look forward to playing like at the highest level when it comes to flag. I always wanted to. I look up to a lot of the flag guys that's doing it now. Like I'm a big fan of those guys. So to get the opportunity to be alongside of them and be able to compete with them, on that stage, I am looking forward to doing it.
That'd be sweet. If you get at least if you go to the tryouts, I'm sure they're gonna say, okay, we're taking this guy. But yeah, 2 years, that'd be sweet to see you represent America. And should that American team should bring back the gold for sure. But moving into, let's just give the guys a little backstory here on the final quarter. We like to dig a little deep and really express how talented these people are. And you just played college at Globe Tech, and then you started instantly in the AFL, your first professional football with the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks.
Mhm.
Dominant, dominant rookie season, 52 tackles, 11 picks, which is tied for the league record. And what's a fun fact, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I read a fact that Lehigh believed that you tracked the ball so well, they had you play receiver for a half, and you had over 100 yards and two touchdowns. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it was more like 101 for one touchdown in the first half, and then I ended up getting hurt.
That's unbelievable, though. You switched positions. You were the original, like Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders in the arena football, and then you go to the Cleveland Gladiators,
Yeah.
where the first game you had two pick sixes. Second game you had two more picks. You
Mhm.
finished 9 games with 7 picks, and four of them being pick sixes. You led the league in interceptions per game and interception yardage and obviously pick sixes. So you proved very early on you're the best DB and the best corner in arena, easily. And then what's really ironic, it's sad for this guy, but it's really ironic. Once the arena season ended, Matt Smalley, the rookie corner for the Giants, gets injured. They called up your agent and said, put Joe on a plane now. You went against a bunch of other free agent corners. You beat them all. And now you got signed to your first ever NFL contract in the New York Giants, right?
Yeah. So really the way that worked, after the Lehigh Valley season, I was home, and then that's when Cleveland had called me. So before I even got to the 2016 season, I had to do it. I was on waivers, and like at the end of their 2015 season, and out there, for the first 3 days, I was playing corner. I actually played all three positions. It was a vet there that, for our scout team, he allowed me and another guy move around to all three positions to show our versatility. And
Mm,
it actually worked out. And the coach, he offered me an opportunity to stay, even though like they couldn't sign me to the roster due to the numbers.
mm,
And I decided to stay because I just looked at it as an opportunity, want nothing going on at home. So I
mm-hmm,
stayed, and they ended up signing me to a futures contract because by that next week, I'm practicing going both ways against the starters, offense and defense. So
mm,
I think that's what, got me the futures contract. And then,
mm,
going into that 2016 season, uh, from, my 2015 film, that's what the NFL scouts wanted to see if I can dominate against the top talent. So with those first two games, it proved that I can play against the
mm-hmm.
the top talent. And then yeah, my first signing of the contract was special. The Giants, that's my big brother's favorite team, so it was like
Oh,
it was just an honor, with my journey and back when the NFL wasn't even thought of, I always grind to
mm-hmm.
pursue the NFL no matter how far it seemed it was, but and God was able to bless me with that opportunity.
Hey man, you really are. We talked about it. You're the epitome of hard work speaks louder than words, and it really did pay off. You played in the NFL for the Giants and the Bills. I'm from upstate New York, so we got a little bit of a connection there. And I wanted to ask you, you were a rookie in the NFL, but it's not your first time playing pro football. What was your, if
Mhm.
there was one, welcome to the NFL moment?
My welcome to the NFL moment was honestly lining up against Odell in practice.
Oh yeah.
At that time, Odell was Odell,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just an honor to be able to line up against a guy of that caliber. And then being in a secondary room with, Janoris Jenkins,
Oh
Dominic
yeah.
Rodgers, Camardi, Landon Collins, and those guys, it was just like a surreal moment. And I mean, they had a lot of big names, Jason Pierre-Paul, Eli Manning that
Mm-hmm.
year. So I mean, that was just really my welcome to the NFL. I mean, not too much happened when it came down to like when it comes down to plays or like somebody do something drastically to me or anything like that. But I think that right there was my welcome to the NFL moment, honestly.
I mean, playing against Odell and sharing the field with Landon Collins, DRC, that's no joke. And
Yeah.
then you go to the Bills, and then you go back to the Atlanta Havoc, Baltimore Brigade, Brigham Iron. Then you actually go back to the Brigade, but now you get signed for the first stint of like the new version of the XFL, right?
Mhm.
And then was a fun fact, you scored the first special teams touchdown of the new generation of the XFL, which is really cool.
Yep.
That 90-yard kick return was just unbelievable anyway. And then you go to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, go back to the UFL now for the Renegades, become a champion with a another guy that we had on this podcast named Teton Saltis. And
Mhm.
now, your last stint was with the Carolina Cobras, and now with the Kentucky Barrels, as you said.
Yeah.
So, with all those teams and all that tenure and experience, you've obviously played for incredible, incredible coaches. Chris Thompson, Steve Thon, Omar Smith, Tim Lewis, former corner, Steelers and Giants, funny enough. Bob
Yeah.
Stoops, Steve Spags was on the Giants during your time.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan, Dennis Thurman, Bob Stoops in the UFL, which is really cool. What is the main difference in your mind from the indoor arena league, CFL, UFL, and NFL? What kind is that difference there?
Well, I didn't get the opportunity to actually compete in the CFL because I opted out due to like COVID and having to get the
Oh,
vaccine.
okay.
Yeah, I was signed with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and once they told us we had to get the vaccine, I opted out. But I want to say, I mean, the biggest difference, depending on where I've been, with the UFL or the Arena League is, I mean, professionalism for one.
Hmm.
Like you got in arena, you got some guys that haven't been to the highest level, so they really don't understand the professionalism that you need to carry day in
Mm.
and day out. And I mean, and just with the facilities and the things that you can do like off the field to keep your body ready for like
Hmm.
as far as in the NFL and UFL. But the UFL and NFL, I think it's a difference, but is when it comes down to coaching, it's no different. They
Okay.
expect and demand the same type of discipline and hard work that the NFL requires. But I mean, I've learned a lot, through all the leagues that I've been in. The good, the bad, the do's, the don'ts, and I'm just thankful for each step that I've been able to take
Yeah.
because, now that I'm coaching, I can utilize everything that I learned from each one of those
Hmm.
coaches and teams that, I can instill into the young men that I am grooming now, to get to where I've been and doing what I'm
Hmm.
doing. So I think that's really the difference is professionalism with certain areas and certain players. But I
Hmm.
mean, it's all professional, so it's like,
Yeah. No,
that's really the difference.
you're doing God's work and coaching the youth.
Hmm.
Us as fans, we see the highlights, but not really what happens behind the scenes. In your
Yeah.
opinion, in your mind, what's something a pro football player has to go through that most people really don't understand?
Oh man. Well, for me, like when it comes down to being away from your family for a while,
Hmm.
sometimes you just got to deal with certain things that come with the game as far as, injuries and sometimes you feel like you are a better candidate than the man in front of you, and you just got
Hmm.
to continue to just keep working hard as you can.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's not much into it, like what a lot of
Hmm.
people don't see is the work that we put in throughout the week,
Yeah.
to be able to do what we're doing on those Saturdays and Sundays. So,
Mm.
I mean, it's not really a lot of it's not really a lot of difference because at the end of the day, like as a person that works a regular job, it's a lot that you got to do throughout the week in order to earn your paycheck.
I
So
see.
I really look at it as the same because, somebody working at Burger King is and somebody working at Amazon, still
Yeah,
stuff that leads up throughout the week that you got to do to earn your paycheck. So
I see.
everybody, it's just different. It's just we get
Yeah.
the opportunity to have the biggest spotlight because of the sport that we play. So
Yeah.
I really feel like that's really about it.
That's a incredible and more humbling answer. This is going to be the opposite side of that. I want to see what your opinion is because watching a lot of film on you and on screen passes and small little short check downs to the running backs to the little receivers, you're one of the few corners, and I appreciate this a lot because I don't understand why corners don't do this. You're one of the few that actually just see ball, get ball. You run straight at the running back or the wide receiver and let it, instead of waiting them for come to you, you go to them almost before they get the ball. What's something that you kind of think in your mind separates you from other high level corners?
I think the difference is I played receiver growing up, and
Oh, okay.
honestly to this day, like for instance, flag football, all I play is receiver. I only
Yeah.
play defense when we need to play, like we need to stop. And I think that's what helps me a lot because I know how a receiver think or how offenses think to
Oh,
try to beat defenses. So I really feel like that's the difference, man. A lot of people don't know, but I was Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter,
yeah.
and it's just I've been blessed to be able to contribute and be an impact both ways.
Hmm.
I've always, tried to get at receiver like going into my arena years, and then like The last 2 years, I always went to my offensive coordinator and said, listen, if you need me, I got you. But,
Yeah.
fortunately, the Renegades always had top receivers. So they
Okay.
didn't need me. So I think that's the difference, man. And there's always you get them before they get you mentality. So,
Yeah.
I've been on that side of the stick where, sometimes the offensive guy get me first, but 9 times out of 10, I want to get you before you get me.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I have a second kind of follow-up question to that is as a football player and a pro football player that's played at every level, what do you think is harder to handle? Is it the physical pain from playing the game and all the practice, or is it the mental pressure to go out and make those plays in front of the fans?
I'm gonna go with a little bit of both.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 50-50, man, because at the end of the day, the play defense and to play football in general and to throw your body around and to keep, doing it play after play after play
Mm-hmm.
for 60 minutes, man. Like you gotta have some type of crazy in you. Like we're not
Mm.
normal,
Yeah.
like we're not normal human beings to know that it's a risk that we're taking every play for it to be our last play, because you just
Mm-hmm.
never know. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with, man, it's like 50-50 because you gotta have the mental strength to say, I don't care what's hurting on my body, I'm gonna do it again. And then,
Gotcha. I see.
the training that you do throughout the all season or throughout the week, you just gotta prepare your body for those moments. So
I see.
that's why I say it's 50-50, man. But I think it's even crazier for the linemen because they banking every play. Like they
Oh
don't get
yeah.
no opportunities off. Sometimes in the secondary, you might not touch somebody for 5 plays,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like you just gotta have that dog mentality in you, man. And
Yeah.
if you ain't got it, it's this sport ain't for you, honestly.
Yeah, we talked about this on another interview with a UFL player. That dog mentality and that mindset. Do you think people are born with that, or do you think that comes throughout life and experience?
Life and experience.
Okay.
It's hard to be born with anything that I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we just don't know like what you're gonna have to go through in life, growing up. And
Yeah.
like like when people see me, right,
Mm-hmm.
they like if you don't know me and where I'm from and the area that I come from, like when people see me, they look at Joe Powell as like, cool, humble,
Mm.
down to earth guy. Like, you rarely see me angry, but if I get there, I get there. But it's like where I grew up at, man, is in the words of, a lot of people is very trenchy. Like, so
Okay.
I come from the hood of all hoods in Virginia, and
Mm-hmm.
I love my city to death, and I feel like that's what molded me to really like get the dog in me, because
Mm.
like I try to explain to a lot of people is like you got certain cities and like where you got certain parts that's good, you got certain parts that's
Mm-hmm.
just bad, and you got certain parts that just you don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
And Portsmouth is like the entire city of Portsmouth is not a good place. Like it's like anywhere you go in Portsmouth, something could happen. Like
Oh, okay.
it's really no good areas in Portsmouth. Now,
Mm.
you have one place is like in the back of the neighborhood called Cavalier Mountain called Crystal Lakes.
Mm-hmm.
That and when I was growing up was the best place you can go, but you will never know where it's at if you're not from the area.
Ah,
But
I see.
when you
Gotcha.
talk about the entire city of Portsmouth, it is
Mm-hmm.
literally the hood, and then you got projects in our city that you just it's like when I was growing up, I wasn't going out there, but at the same
Mm.
time, it's like I got family, I got friends, and everybody that's from these areas. So of course I'm going to go see my family and things like that. But I think that's where the dog mentality comes in, as far as like
I see.
what you've been through in life, like what type of
Hmm.
areas you come from. Because again, I always wanted to make it out of that, and
Hmm.
I was blessed to make it out of that, and there's a lot of people that I played ball with or played against in that city that was real dogs that
Mm.
if they had the opportunity, they would be up out of there too, you know what I'm saying? So
I see.
yeah,
I gotcha.
I really feel like that's where the dog mentality comes from.
I gotcha. Well, this next question kind of ties into that is you've already proven so much that you're too young and too talented to retire yet. What kind of keeps you hungry when you've already proven yourself so much?
I think it's the fact that, my last stint in the NFL was 2017. I haven't touched the
Hmm.
NFL since, right? And then, just thinking about after 2023 season when I
Hmm.
didn't get picked back up, and then you think about this season, I don't get picked back up. And it's like no matter how dominant or how great I feel like I was or
Mm.
did during those times. It's just it was never good enough for the guys that
Mm.
make the decisions.
I see.
So, and it don't matter what's going on. I like when I go play, I dominate everywhere I go.
Hmm.
So it's like I know in my mind and the way my body feel, I still can play. And then at the same time. So I live in North Carolina and
Hmm.
I train out here. I train other kids and
Yeah.
I train with a lot of young guys. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
beautiful.
So it's like those guys, like I think the oldest is like 22 out of everybody I train with, because I train with college
Wow.
kids
Yeah.
too. So when I'm like, because I compete with everybody, because that's the only way I'm gonna get better. That's the only way they're gonna get better.
Yeah.
So when I know I can still move with them and outdo
Mm.
them, that in my mind lets me know I still can do it no matter what. So
That's great. That's great. That really helps us bring into this next question because if there's a young athlete out there watching this right now that, you know, has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, don't know if they want to move forward with football, yada yada yada. What would you kind of tell them to kind of change their mindset and maybe their life as a whole?
I think all right, in today's time, it's not much we could tell these
Mm,
kids because when you think about it, it's so much that they can see now, like through the social media platform,
mm,
that they could be influenced from any and everywhere.
mm,
But for me, as I guess a OG,
mm,
and for the path that I've went through or been through, the only thing that I could tell someone, because at the end of the day, it's my job to, in my opinion, it's my job to lead. So if I tell you what I need to tell you, it's up to you to either take it or leave it. So,
mm,
my thing is, man, you just gotta put in work no matter what, because
mm,
you're gonna get out what you put in.
mm.
And
Yeah.
I always tell folks, if you're a regular person or not, karma is real. It's either gonna be
Mm.
good or bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's like what you doing out here in this world, it will
Mm.
come back to you. If it's good, it's gonna come back 10 times better. If it's
I got you.
bad, it's gonna put you through some things that you really don't want to go through, but at that moment, it's up to you to understand why you're going through what you're going through, because everything happens for a reason.
You got that
So
right.
if you putting in the work that you're supposed to put in,
Mm-hmm.
everything else is gonna work itself out. And I always try to tell guys, man, put the work in, trust what you're doing, let go and let God,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else will work out.
That's it, man. They say God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers.
Hmm.
So let me ask you this then. What's one truth about chasing your dream, whether it's the NFL, UFL, CFL? You made it to the NFL, and that's about 99% of kids' dreams, you know. What's
Hmm.
one truth about chasing your dream that nobody told you? but everyone needs to hear?
What is one truth
hmm About chasing your dream, whether it's harder than it looks, it's easier than it looks. It's more of like, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
that I received? I'm gonna be honest, man. Is I don't think it was much advice that I've got going through those processes as far as like coming from, the arena
hmm
um to the NFL or like just cause yeah, it wasn't really much, man. I think it was more so like 2016. I was in the Cleveland, with a
hmm
guy named Brandon Stevens.
hmm
He was in the league. He was with the Browns and he was with Detroit. So that was really probably my first time
I
um
see.
being around a guy that actually been there. And he just used to, just tell me like, bro, you a dog.
Mm,
You got what it takes. You
I see.
just gotta keep working.
I
And
see. I see.
once I got to the Eagles for like the rookie mini camp, and
hmm
then, at that moment, that's when I understood with the league.
I see. So you surround yourself with the people you want to become type of thing.
Yeah, a lot of man, like it's crazy because a lot of guys like took me under their wing,
Mm,
when I first got to Cleveland, like
hmm
when I first got to Cleveland in 2015, there was a guy named Terrence Sanders. He was one of the vet DBs that took me under his wing.
hmm
Jermaine Richardson, he was like a D lineman. And
hmm
then Amari Jackson, he was a wide receiver. And
mm,
those guys is like some of the guys that took me under their wing and
I see.
helped me out throughout the process, knowing that I was a rookie. And that I still talk to those guys to this day. So it's
Oh,
like,
that's great. That's
that
beautiful.
was an honor. And then like once I got once 2016 came, that's when, Brandon Stevens, me and him played DB together. And
Mm,
yeah, he was one of them guys that just took me under his wing also. So like when it comes down to it now, like that's what I try to do. Or like
I see.
if the shoe fit, that's what I try to do because everybody
hmm
don't want that. But that's what I try to make sure that I give back and put in like everything that I've learned growing up throughout my journey.
I gotcha. I gotcha. That's beautiful. That's beautiful to hear you give it and because you received it, you know how it felt, and
Hmm.
that can really change the person's whole career, whole life if you give it back.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about it in the beginning, and you were gracious enough to say that no one really knows yet that you were signing with the. Hold on, get out of here. No one really knows that you were signing with the AF1 and the Kentucky Barrels. Is that
Hmm.
Cedric Walker's the coach there?
Yes, Cedric Walker.
Yes.
He's he's one of my favorite. I ain't gonna say one of. He is my favorite coach that I've had in
Yeah.
arena football. Because when it comes down to knowing like defense,
Mm.
like he teaches the game the right way. Like he breaks everything down for you. Like we start from scratch. Like day one,
Okay.
understand the formations, routes,
Mm-hmm.
how guys are going to attack you, what they're looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
I really credit him for my knowledge of defensive
Oh,
back
great.
or defense in arena football. Like he's one of one.
I that's beautiful. Well, he just went to the he brought the Billings Outlaws to the Arena Bowl.
Yeah,
What, 2 years ago maybe? Not even.
yeah.
So my question to you and the last thing I got for you is You've proven so much, you've done so much, and you have all this experience, and now you're coaching. Now, what's next besides the Kentucky Barrels? What's next for Joe Powell, and what are your kind of goals for this year?
My goals this year, uh, well, before I get to Kentucky, for my 7-on-7 team, I do want to win a couple tournaments.
Hmm.
Um, I'm also getting married this year,
Oh, beautiful.
September. Yeah, so I do want to make sure I get all that squared away.
Hmm.
And I will, I'm not gonna say I do, I will start me a transportation business
There you
this
go.
year. Yeah, I'm looking, and then also get my training business up and running by the time I get back home.
Hmm.
But as far as football, honestly, I just want to, go compete at a high level. Um, I just want to compete, man. Like
Yeah,
again, it's like I feel like I should be on the UFL roster, and
yeah,
unfortunately, I'm not. But as the draft was going on and things like that, I promise you, like it was crazy because I just know I'm gonna get called. I know I was gonna get
yeah.
protected, and it just didn't work out, man. And like for a day or two, I was very very upset, and
Hmm.
my fiance is just it don't matter. It's nothing to worry about. But
Mm-mm.
I know that I am going to a great situation with the Kentucky Burros,
Oh yeah.
playing under Coach Seth Walker again, and then one of my buddies, Darius Prince, he played
Mm.
receiver. So me and him been trying to team up for a while now. So it's
There you
like
go.
I'm like looking forward to that the
Yeah.
most,
Why
to
not go
be
win a
able to,
title?
to compete against him
Hmm.
every day. And then, we got the opportunity to win the title together, man. That's just what it is with football, man. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this because,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like I don't want to keep getting overly emotional about
Yeah.
people not respecting me for what I do,
Hmm.
So that's where I'm getting at with it now when it comes down to football, man. I know I gave this game a lot. The game gave a lot back to me.
Hmm.
So at this rate, it's like, do I want to keep going through the emotional state of being
Hmm.
disrespected and, being away from my family 6 to 7 months out the year, So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to, going into this year healthy,
Yeah,
ready,
man.
and seeing how it goes.
You said it best. You said it earlier too. It's divine timing, right?
Hmm.
All about God and Matthew chapter 6, man. Pray more, worry less. That's all I
Yep.
can really say. It's 100% true. You've had such an incredible, incredible career. You're getting a shot to play the Kentucky Barrels. Cedric Walker. Now you got your buddy as a receiver, and you're getting married. Sounds like it's going to be an incredible year.
Yeah.
Um, and you're still young. I have no doubt that you can compete again in the UFL, hopefully the NFL. But hey, man, if you get that call, let me know because we're going to be pumped. That's all I got for you, Joe. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you,
Yes, sir.
and I
I
hope to see
appreciate
you
it.
again soon. All right, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Matt. Appreciate you, man. This was a great interview, brother.
No problem. Enjoy the day, okay, brother?
Thank you, saying.